In 2024, it was 12 years since we hired game rangers and people who protect our heritage, the wildlife. It is then that I instructed my good friend Kanga, and we hired 1,500 rangers who today are doing a fantastic job looking after our heritage. In 2022, you had to travel to government offices to get a visa to travel to Kenya. Whether you are a business person, a tourist, or something, and you had to pay $50. We looked at it then and we said, we must make travel to Kenya seamless and easy. That is how we went to technology. Today, for you to travel to Kenya, you do not have to visit our embassy offices in all the places globally. All you need to do is to get access to internet, and through the electronic travel ETA authorization, electronic travel authorization, you pay $30 and there you are, you can travel to Kenya without any restrictions. The numbers you see today are not by accident. We have created a seamless portal that enables people who want to come to Kenya to find their way here without barriers and complications. Kenya Wildlife Service had difficulties in running their show. There was pilferage in the resources they were collecting. We did then instruct that all payments of government, and I'm not just talking about KWS, digitization, let me speak about broadly. Digitization has enabled us to cut down on corruption, on theft, on pilferage of government resources. In 2022, we had 300 government services available on a digital platform. Today, we have 23,000 government services available on a digital platform. Not just services, including payments for whatever you want, whether you want to pay for whatever government service. And Kenya Wildlife Service was not left behind. I remember when we finally made the decision that you can no longer pay cash to go to any of our tourist facilities, that you had to pay on a digital platform. There was a lot of resistance. In fact, I remember on one occasion in Masai Mara, there was an orchestrated jam of tourists to show how difficult it was for us to pay on a digital platform. I want to congratulate KWS. They stood their ground. Look at what has happened. They used to collect between 4 and 5 billion shillings every year. Last year, they collected 7.95. Why? Because there are no fake tickets anymore. There is no way of you bribing somebody and getting into the park. You must now, on a digital platform, be able to have been identified. So, and that is the case in many, many other government services. E-Citizen is a Kenyan innovation just like M-Pesa. And today, E-Citizen collects on behalf of the government of Kenya about 2 billion shillings every day. It's collected on E-Citizen. And end to end, you can follow transactions, you can know who paid what, there are no more, paper receipts, for things and those kind of stories. There is, however, one group of people who are still hiding. They want to continue with the paper receipts, but I will sort them out. So we are transitioning to a digital space. As we look into the future, I am very confident that our numbers will be going up. We have huge ambition for this space because we know very well what tourism can do. Tourism, wildlife, and mice can do for our country. It will not only create jobs for millions, it will make sure that we have a thriving agricultural sector. We have a whole chain of facilities and a big ecosystem of micro, small, and medium enterprises that grow on the back of tourism. And therefore, it is front and center of our plan. And it is the reason why this year's Jamhuri celebration is themed around tourism, wildlife, and mice. So that I can conclude, it's not just about numbers. It's not about the number of tourists. It's about money. Yes. It's about money. In 2022, from tourism, the numbers were 268 billion in 2022. Last year, 2025, it was 452 billion. Our target is 5 million visitors by 2028 and 1 trillion shillings from tourism. We have gaps which we can translate into opportunities. This KICC, magnificent KICC, was built in 1972. I don't know how many, there are some people here who were not born in 1972. Many people here were not born in 1972, right? And it has taken us from 1972 to now 50 years, yeah, to now build another facility. Because this facility has done us well, but, tastes have changed. Conferences have, the design, the, architecture of conferencing has changed. I am very proud to stand here from KICC and say that the BOMAS of Kenya International Conference that we have always wanted to build. In fact, the BOMAS of Kenya International Conference has been in our cards as a nation for the last 25 years. But I can now confirm to you that we will have Thank you very much. I can now confirm to you that what KICC has done for us in a few months, what we have always wanted to do, to build a new conference facility in Kenya. Many of our neighbors have gone ahead of us. We've seen what has happened in Rwanda. We've seen what has happened in Uganda and many of our neighbors. But I can now confidently tell you as the citizens of this great nation that by April next year, we will have built the largest conference facility in East and Central Africa. Right here in the BOMAS of Kenya. It is one of the things that I really wanted to do for our nation. Whenever I get a few minutes in the evening, I go there to see. And if you follow what goes on there, it is being built 24 hours. Because I have given a timeline that we must begin to use that facility and begin to make money from that facility from May next year. Yes. Kwani mtafikiri tutafikisha trilioni moja hao? Si lazima tufanye mambo. So, and it has already been booked. Just imagine. It has already been booked before it is complete. It has already been booked for France Africa Summit in May 12th, 2026. We already have a booking for it. Okay? Hivyo ndio mambo ilivyo. And I am very confident that with the infrastructure we are building, with the creativity that we are putting behind our tourism product, we have agreed, and I want to say, my sister here, the chair of the task force, which we launched last year, and some people, this year, right? This year, some people went to court, as is tradition of Kenya. But finally, I think we can now re-engineer our product as Kenya so that it speaks to the holistic product that we have, the different cultures, the different cuisines, the beautiful people and warm people of Kenya, our wildlife, our landscape, our heritage, the fact that Kenya is the home of wonder. You know, so we are packaging it properly. And I am very confident that with what we are doing on the software, with what we are doing on the hardware, improving our facilities, as we are talking, we are building a few airports and airstrips around Kenya, in Meru, in Narok, in Kericho, in Bungoma, in Homa Bay, you know. So all that is being put together so that we can make it easier for people to visit different places. On Tuesday, next week, we will be in Turkana for Tobong Lore. On Wednesday, we will be in Migori for Piny Luo. And we've just come from Loyangalani last week. And it's on and on and on because we want to bring culture into the equation, into our tourism product. I just thought I should say a couple of things, just so that I can give you an idea of where we are